Yo, gang, what's popping out there, man? Welcome back to Let's Talk Everything 414 podcast. Y'all already know who I am. And of course, I got a video for you guys to dive into today. Let me put this on full screen mode. Y'all already know what up. We putting this on full screen mode.
So let's talk about the missing scientists and beyond that, David Wilcock.
But
as I started remote
right into there, you see how
viewing this information, it was
nice try, right? No, right. You know what I'm saying? Hit that applaud button for Elizabeth April, man, because she the one coming with these gems and jewelry, man. Hit that applaud button. Right? Hit that motherfucker. Right? Yeah, fuck StreamYard. They trying to move everything how they want to move. We ain't doing that today, gang. Right now, man, we finna dive into this video. Y'all already know this the channel where we like to talk, we like to learn, we like to grow, motherfucker, and that's what we doing. So let's dive. Let's dive deep, man. Pay attention. Keep your ears open, man, and your eyes open wider.
Clear that there is so much more going on than just these missing scientists. Like, we're talking like massive global shifts that are occurring right now as we're talking. Bigger than we've ever seen it before. It's exciting, it's scary, it's everything in between. I wanted to remind you that I do these videos because I want to present the information in a way that you're informed to make your own conclusions and decisions. And then also that information will lead you into a place of empowerment so that if and when shit goes down, you're already informed so that you don't have to be in fear, right? Because I've thought about it myself. I could talk about anything. I could get into
I've been in finance for 16 years and I've never been this excited about a new feature. We have data and that's
literally just about anything, right? And although my passion is spirituality and consciousness and raising your vibration and even extraterrestrials and definitely quantum mechanics, sometimes we have to get into the nitty-gritty. Sometimes we have to get into sort of the agendas and the conspiracies in order to neutralize the frequency around them, okay? So that's why I dive into these topics. If you want to know more about the third eye, consciousness, the fifth dimension, the new earth frequency, or if you want to know more about reptilians and the royal family and cloning and quantum mechanics and everything in between, I have covered all of those other topics on my website. Okay, I only limit YouTube to a certain amount of videos for many reasons, mostly for safety, okay? If you can't find it on YouTube, it is absolutely on my website. All you have to do is type into the search engine whatever you're interested in. I've remote viewed Taylor Swift, Elon Musk, Donald Trump, okay? If you're interested in that stuff, it's all right there for you, whatever that spectrum looks like for you. Today, we're going to be talking about the missing scientists, a little bit about David Wilcock, but ultimately, we're going to be talking about where the world is right now behind the scenes.
Which had to switch that mic.
Before I deep dive into it, and I have a...
I had to switch that mic around. Mic acting stupid. Bluetooth. No, not the mic, the mouse. My bad. Goofball. Bluetooth. Hey, look, Bluetooth been acting real funny lately, gang. If y'all ain't been noticing, Bluetooth been acting like a bitch. Anyway, now I switch that mouse, gang. Ain't no motherfucking fake pauses, repauses, but listen up to everything she said. You want to know anything about anything she's talking about? This is where you want to go. You want to go to her channel. You want to go to her Patreon. You know, Elizabeth April at Elizabeth April on IG, Facebook, all the above on the social media stuff. Anyway, let's dive back into it. Like I said, I know, you know, the video get to skipping for a certain reason, gang, and now I'm understanding it's probably this Bluetooth ass mouse. It could be this weak ass mouse. You feel me? Turn this shit off just for that purpose. Right? All right, let's keep going, gang.
Notes that might be a bit of a longer video. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Check out my other social media platforms as well. Like this video, share this video for anyone else who may be interested, okay? Okay, so the biggest thing that came through when I was taking a look at this, and so a couple days ago, I remote viewed David Wilcock. And yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate that, how do I say this? Not all remote viewing information is like, it turns into sort of validating the conspiracy. And what I saw with him was that it was his own decision, but it was influenced by the darker elites. I had someone who was,
Hey, for those of y'all that don't know, gang, I did
very close to David,
3-part video.
reach out to me.
David
And
Wilcock. You feel me? I did a 3-part video on his shit, everything he spoke about, everything he was representing. And it was a lot of shit, gang. He was speaking out about the future fears. He was speaking out about, you know, the aliens, the seat, how to use the UFO seat consciously. He was speaking out about a lot. He did a 4-hour video. You feel me? For those of y'all that want to see it, you better go check out my channel, gang. You better go watch that video. Watch all parts. You understand? At the end of the day, though, you know, I got a lot of people that be like, man, on your channel, make sure you say allegedly. No, fuck that. Ain't no allegedly, nigga. Ain't no allegedly on my channel because all this shit is real. That's why I hate about a motherfucker. If you do your research, then you will know that I don't gotta say allegedly. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it wouldn't be a reason. It wouldn't be a reason. Because at the end of the day, this shit is motherfucking popping. This shit is already out. The information is already out there. You got whistleblowers out there talking about it now. If you want a nigga to say allegedly, you better go to another channel. You want a nigga to say, this is my opinion, you better go to another channel, nigga. This ain't my opinion. This is what's facts. This is what's taking place out here. Let's keep going.
validate what it was that I saw on a number of different levels. It doesn't really matter, right? If it resonates with you, take it. If it doesn't, leave it. But what I saw is that the elites have a technology, and this really brings up greater discussion of what kind of technology are they using and how are they using it, and how does this really push the boundaries on things like free will and non-intervention? It's a whole discussion. But here's what I saw with David, that the elites were targeting him for quite some time, that specifically they were targeting his mindset, okay? And what I saw, so it was more of a visual, but they were able to influence the frequencies.
It almost reminds me of when they say a mind is a terrible thing to waste. Because in real life it is. You feel me? If you got motherfuckers targeting your mindset, gang, that shows you that your mind is powerful and they want to take over that motherfucker. You understand what I'm saying? If they take over your mind, they took control of you, right? You don't take a rocket scientist to know this. It only take dumb motherfuckers to deny it. You feel me? For it to continuously take place, right? And at the end of the day, these people, these type of elite motherfuckers, they search for weak-minded people. They search for weak links. That's what they're searching for. If you a weak link, gang, you got already. You good as God. You understand? I don't see as much help, you know, out there for your ass. But if you a mentally strong motherfucker, if you know you can fight off all battles, no matter if they physical, mental, or spiritual, gang, then you one of the ones. You one of the ones that they really want to try to break down. And I know that because based off what she's saying, due to the fact she's a remote viewer, she got a strong mind. How many of you motherfuckers out there got strong mindset? Some of y'all be willing to give up. If you look in the state I'm from, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, a lot of these motherfuckers up here, they willing to give up. They don't understand the concept of continuation. They don't understand the concept of it's a fucking what you call that, cycle, and how to beat that cycle is paying attention to the cycle, the triggers, and then understanding how to adapt and conquer these motherfuckers. You understand what I'm saying? So when a motherfucker be telling me, look, everything you make it seem easy, bitch, it is easy because I understand it in a way that you don't. I understand it in a totally different way that you don't, right? I put this shit in my songs too, gang. Like, it ain't my fault that I understand life in ways that some of you motherfuckers don't, and like she do. Elizabeth April, she fucking remote viewing. She understands things that you motherfuckers don't. She tapped into frequencies even I'm not tapped into. State of consciousness even I'm not tapped into. But I'm trying to get there. I'm working to get there. Actually, I will be there sooner than later. Other than that, though, like everything these people saying, these whistleblowers, remote viewers, these military people, military government, high-ranking whistleblowers, you feel me, officials, they ain't lying. I hate when a person tell me they lying. Listen, man, you don't even do enough studying. See, they already got half you motherfuckers out there caught up in the rat race. The rat race is to chase the money. The rat race is to stay at your job, making sure you don't fucking get fired. Or the rat race is to keep up with the Jones, making sure you got everything like everybody else so you can get looked at in a certain type of form or fashion, right? I know, because they ain't gonna teach you how to not get looked at in a certain form. They gonna teach you that your motherfucking image mean everything. They gonna teach you if you let your image go down, my nigga, everything's going down. No, you create the image that you're giving out, nigga. You create the image, you create the look, you create all of that about yourself. Right? Well, don't let them tell you different, gang. They will steer you wrong and tell you some other shit. But nigga, you feel me? Find your place in life. Don't fit in just to try to stay. Simple as that.
Around him, like some sort of energy weapon or frequency weapon, and the frequencies around him were giving him very negative thoughts. This had been going on for a long time, and I don't know if it just hit a breaking point or if they turned up the pressure on the manipulation of the thoughts and the frequencies. Now, I do believe that if you have a very strong mind, you cannot be influenced by these technologies. Whether they're more scientific technologies or spiritual technologies, I'm not sure. But it was very clear that they have the ability to target an individual.
She says she believes if you got a strong mind, you cannot be targeted by these mental manipulation weapons. You understand what I'm saying? And I do believe that. I do. Right? I mean, because if you got a strong mind, my nigga, your IQ goes up, everything goes up, right? Everything I see is, low over there. Let me do something. Hold up. Had to stop, pause, and restart that for y'all out there. Stream y'all still be okay. Anyway, though, going back into what I'm saying, though, Shorty, she been doing what she doing for a while, man. There's a lot of other people out there. As podcasters, they speaking about it. Joe Rogan, if you watch Joe Rogan podcast, you already know, man, he speaks about all of this shit that I'm talking about right now, gang. It ain't far-fetched. And also, he brings people upon his podcast that talks about the same thing. They actually got information. They got shit that's in documented files, unclassified, classified files, redacted, unredacted files. You understand? You name it. Let's keep going, though.
The pressure on the manipulation of the thoughts and the frequencies. Now, I do believe that if you have a very strong mind, you cannot be influenced by these technologies. Whether they're more scientific technologies or spiritual technologies, I'm not sure. But it was very clear that they have the ability to target an individual and to manipulate the frequencies around that individual, especially if you're struggling yourself. So, yeah, I mean.
Hey, and think about it right now. Think about it. Everybody around you is struggling right now with some type of problem. And all the problems that they're struggling with usually are not physical, but more so rather mental before physical. It's crazy. The reason I say that is because a lot of them be worried about whether getting a bill paid on time, whether a bill get paid, whether they can come up with the funds to pay a bill, whether they can come up with a living situation, whether they can come up with, a food type of conclusion or solution for them and some loved ones. You understand? All of these are good situations. All of these are good scenarios. But I'm just saying, if you look around you in 2026, there are more problems than there is positivity. There are more negativity situations and negative events taking place and taking shape and form around the world than there are positive events and positive situations, you feel me, taking shape and form around the world. We ain't gotta do a count, gang. It don't take a rocket scientist to figure that out. The day you point out a calendar and they can compare those two negative versus positive events that took place and why they taking place and how they taking place, then you can say like, oh yeah, you right or you wrong. Because actually, my nigga, once you do your comparisons, you'll find out that there's more negativity taking place in the world out there right now today as we speak versus positive. Right? So a lot of people is in a dormy state. A lot of people is in a depressed mind state. A lot of people is in a down state. You understand what I'm saying? And they can't shake that shit. But we finna dive in and see about these remote viewers and see what they know. You know what I'm saying? I love to learn the knowledge they know. I even let a remote view on a couple of these people, on a few of these celebrities myself to, you feel me, see for myself. Anyway, let's go.
Him? Was it not him? It's a little bit of both. And sometimes that's just what the information is. Take it or leave. When I was remote viewing David Wilcock, it was really interesting because I also wanted to see the connection between him and these missing scientists. And there is a connection, not in a necessarily like direct way of like, oh, they were all working together. In fact, when I first remote viewed the missing scientists, there were only 3 missing at the time. This was a couple months ago. And what I saw was that there was actually a group of 5 of these scientists who were all working in tandem together, secretly, but also together on certain projects. I saw a lot of like technological advancement, whether it's like anti-gravity, propulsion technology, or like free energy technology, but it was a lot of sciencey stuff, and it had to do with space and time. So there was a group of 5. So that's what I saw.
Cybercrime, a global, multi-billion-dollar industry. Ruthless.
Many months ago, when I first just tapped into it, was at the time there were only 3. I saw a group of 5 that were working together, and that the other 2 were also going to be targeted and taken out. We are now, in May, right, May 11th, we are now at, I think, I want to say 11 missing scientists, all under weird and different circumstances. And so what I saw is that they were all specifically taken out.
Of what she said. Let me piggyback on what she said. It's May 14th, right? May 14th. She said May 11th, which was about 13, 12, 3 days ago. 3 days ago, and lo and behold, shit's still taking place. It's still popping. Right? Information still coming out. Disclosures. I put the quotes on that. You feel me? Because what they said they was going to disclose, that shit ain't really being disclosed out here. They disclosing what they want us to believe. And we only picking apart what we want to believe, gang. You understand what I'm saying? So we got to pay attention. What I can say is a narrative is being steered right from the Epstein files to the hantavirus virus, whatever hantavirus virus, whatever the fuck that was with the cruise ship members and the fucking travelers on the boat had the virus, right? The internet shit, the social media shit, the shootings, all this shit, gang. They rolling out all these events to keep people guessing and wondering. You hear me? To keep different sides of the world guessing and wondering, and you feel me, trying to figure it out. Because the more you're trying to figure it out, the easier it is for them to do what they want to do. Therefore, it's being displayed right in your face, and you wouldn't even recognize it because there's too many other distractions around. Now, when you just distract the gang, you do not got no coherence awareness of what's taking place, of what's being done or what's being said, like the psychotic attacks or the psychic attacks on people's mental states. You understand what I'm saying? So now we think everybody out here running, going crazy. Hell no, they having these psychic attacks. You wouldn't be able to recognize it because, my nigga, we don't even believe in these type of energy weapons or technologies exist. Little more do y'all believe in aliens exist. You understand what I'm saying? So it's a scary story. They already proved that with testing us by seeing what's real and what's not. And they did that with videos from AI. Is this real? Is this AI video fake? Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, gang, like, now y'all waiting on a drum roll. Anyway, let's keep going, man. She got some more information, man. And I ain't gonna be long. I ain't gonna hold y'all time, and y'all ain't gonna take my time. I gotta work today. So you feel me? When I get off, I will be back with more content. Y'all already know that, for sure. But let's keep going again.
They were taken out by the shadow government in different ways to try and ease the suspicion, okay? Now, although David Wilcock was not necessarily directly a part of that smaller organization of the 5 of them, he was one of these victims and he was one of these targets. He was a targeted individual, okay? So this kind of leads to this broader perspective, and this is what I wrote down: controlling the threat to big industries. So there is a massive push right now in 2026 that the shadow government has. Like, their biggest initiative right now, other than fear and control and like different agendas, and we're going to talk about those too in this video. But one of their biggest sort of initiatives is to take out individuals who are direct threats to the biggest industries. So what I'm saying here is that these missing scientists are just the tip of the iceberg, and that there are actually many other people across different industries that are all also disappearing, taking their own life, or otherwise just some freak weird accidents, okay? Here's what I saw. So the science industry is what we're looking at, but big pharma is another big part of it. Big energy. So we're talking oil, but we're also talking like resources as well. I don't know why like the lumber industry came up, and like solutions to lumber. It could be like a huge hemp organization or something. I don't know why also, but fertility.
No, she said a lumber, a hemp, or fertility companies coming up within this remote viewing. And that's strange. It's strange in itself, if you ask me. I ain't even gonna put my clauses on it because I do want to add my 2 to 4 cents on that right there right away. But I want to let her finish, you feel me? Because this is the review, and I want to review what Elizabeth April has remote view. Like I said, I'm not one of those great remote viewers. I have been, you know what I'm saying, in the novice stage, been calibrating the mind state to be able to inherit these abilities at the end of the day, because we all can. So at the end of the day, let her finish. Let's see what else she got to say.
Came up. So these big organizations and industries and institutions, anyone within these big institutions and organizations, like big finance as well, who are coming out with solutions to the old industries, who are pushing for a change, are all being directly targeted right now.
That's the sound of an American oil company hard at work.
Now, this leads me to this bigger picture when it comes to the shadow government and then the white hats. And I gotta just, if you're new to my channel, let me explain. Behind sort of these illusionary lines, right, on the map, right? There's countries, there's states, there's presidents, there's royal family members. None of those people are actually controlling the planet, right? This entire planet is being controlled by a very small group of individuals who I like to call the shadow government. Within sort of that umbrella of the shadow government, we have the Illuminati, we have all these other sort of skull and bone organizations. There's a ton of other organizations that are within that shadowy government, okay? And, it goes on and on. And the, celebrities, influential figures, politicians, a lot of the people who are very, very high up within influence are a part of this shadowy organization, okay? But they're not in control. All right, cool. We've established that. Obviously, just side note, at the top of the shadow government are like reptilian shapeshifters, right? So like literally this whole world is being run by like non-humans, which is so not right, but things are changing. Then, fascinatingly enough, I met this group about, I want to say 2 years ago now. I mean, what is time? But let's say roughly 2 years ago. I met the other side. I don't know why it took me so long to meet them. It is the shadow government, but for the good guys, okay? A lot of people call them the white hats, the white hat organization or the white hat government.
I don't know. I don't know if a lot of y'all heard about them. I heard about them. If you heard about them, comment in the comment section. The white hats. Yeah. A lot of information on them. Also a story about the moon being occupied by another group. The moon not being a moon, the moon being hollow, the moon having an oval office inside of it, where a lot of other beings take meeting ground and universal meeting ground. Basically, a group of universal beings get together and they all, you feel me, chat, communicate, or congregate about things that's taking place on Earth amongst us humans. And it's weird. Now, as we dive into this type of topic, this type of theory, this type of conspiracy theory, as y'all will call it, we got multiple people's, mentioning this, talking about it, giving details about this same topic that I just described to you guys, including Elizabeth April here on the remote viewer. We also have whistleblowers, military whistleblowers, who's talking about the moon is a base. The moon is not the moon, and it's not farther than we think it is. It's actually closer than we think it is. What's even crazy is me and my son, we was talking about something like that. He was like, Dad, I believe the moon ain't farther than, they make it seem. You know what I'm saying? And it was crazy because, like, shit, some of the shit he was saying and some of the shit I've been looking at and studying and paying attention to, it all adds up. Even with China talking about creating a new moon and a new sun. Anyway, that's my time. It's about that time. It's 3:20. At the end of the day, if you want to watch more of this video gang, you can go check it out. Go check out Elizabeth April channel. Go check out David Wilcock. You feel me? And if you want to, even do your deep dive homework research on all the scientists, and including the Chinese scientists that has died behind working on anti-gravity, working on time travel, working on any type of technology or super advanced technology or alien type of technology. You understand what I'm saying? I love y'all. Y'all make sure y'all keep your head safe, stay safe, stay out the way, keep your people safe, keep them out the way. I am out.
The gang, them grew up in piling. Couple of groupies to fit with. High, no turbulence, vibing. Higher than you niggas getting. Flying while you niggas flyless. Your kind is scooter dependent. I come something new when I'm driving. Driving off the roof, no ceilings. Got a skyline view when I'm riding.